I don't do the most, but I do a lot. I'ma make a toast, cause we still alive. No big, I feel like Pac. I shoot a shot. I'm coming in hot. Coming in hot. Shoot that. Hey, why not? Yeah, coming in hot. Coming in hot.
Hi, I'm Sarah Van Glanden, and I'm a senior setter for the Tuscarora volleyball team.
As a four-year varsity starter, what has this senior season meant to you?
I mean, it's crazy. Like, started on freshman, or I started on JV, to be honest, when I was a freshman. Like, I did my tryouts and I got my JV letter, and then the first day of practice, I got asked to go to the varsity court to set for them because I actually just started setting my freshman year and they didn't have, I guess, a good setter for varsity, so they asked me to move up just for the practice, and then I just never went back and I stayed on varsity for the rest of the year. I mean, it's awesome. Like, I feel like we're getting a lot of more appreciation this year. Like, Coach Kelly Lee has given us a lot more opportunities to do stuff, and I feel like it's a lot more community based rather than just varsity's here, JV's here, and freshman's here kind of thing. It's like we're all kind of more together, and I think it's more exciting because it gets the younger girls more excited for their next year and their senior year, and I don't know, it's a good change.
As the setter, you're basically the quarterback of the team, and you're always moving around trying to get the pass, but when you get a perfect pass, what are you thinking of when you're trying to execute that good set?
When I'm trying to execute, I'll think of my hand placement on the ball and my feet. So when I'm running those quick sets with Camden, I try to, usually when I'm setting, I'll set under the ball, but when I'm setting Camden, I'll set behind it more, so it pushes out further than goes in a arch. I try to go in a straight angle, but I'm just trying to get the ball where it needs to go. I just always think about placement, and I always think about corrections. Every time I set a ball, I'm like, is that good? Do I need it higher? Does it need to go lower? Does it need to go out or in more? Is it too tight? Is it too off? I always try to find the middle ground of I guess the Goldilocks part.
And when you get that perfect set and your hitter executes it well and gets a kill, how does that make you feel?
Oh my God, it's the best feeling. Whenever I get a good set, I am praying that someone's gonna hit that ball straight to the floor, because when they do, it's just so exciting. The whole entire team goes crazy, and it's so rewarding to see your work pay off and have someone else hit that ball really well.
What do you think sets volleyball apart from the other sports?
I think volleyball's a really big team sport. I feel every single person on that team really affects how the rest of the team is feeling and the overall attitude and vibe. So if one person's down, we can all see it, we all feel it. But if everyone's up, then we're all super excited. There's nothing can really bring us down at that moment.
Who is your biggest supporter off the court and your biggest hype man on the court?
My dad, Mickey. He has been cheering he is known for his cheering on the side of the court. Even other high school coaches will be is your dad coming today? Because he literally he is such a big voice, I feel for our team. He's the unassigned team dad, I feel maybe. I don't know, but I used to be embarrassed by it, but now it's fine, it's fun.
I'm Riley Lorber. I'm a junior outside hitter for the varsity volleyball team.
As you are out for the rest of the season due to an injury, do you have a different perspective of the game as you're watching your team play?
Yeah, I think it's a lot easier to say what people are doing wrong than to actually do it. So I think it's helpful, since I am a player, that I can give that advice to people playing, because I get a different viewpoint, and you can really tell what someone's doing wrong. It's harder for them to fix it than it is to see it.
If you make an error on a hit or a pass, how do you brush off mistakes?
I just tell myself that volleyball is a game of mistakes, and someone makes 25 mistakes to win a game, so if you make one, it's nothing compared to the rest of the game.
What do you think sets volleyball apart from other sports?
I think volleyball is truly a team sport. You can't play without anybody else, and if one person's down, it brings everyone else down, and it's the same other ways. Like if one person's super hyped, then everyone is. It's like,
It's contagious.
yeah.
Is there a specific teammate that you look towards when you make a good play or if you need advice on something?
I mostly look towards Camden because we play the same position, and so we know each other's, like what each of us need to do to be better, or we know when we're playing good.
When there's a perfect pass and the set is perfect and that in turn gets you a kill, like what's the feeling right after it?
It's like honestly the best thing. It feels so good. Like like you get to show off like what you work for all the time in practice, and having that whole play work well together is perfect.
Hi, my name is Karina Smith. I'm a right side hitter and honorary middle blocker on the varsity volleyball team.
What do you think sets volleyball apart from other sports?
So volleyball, a lot of people on the outside don't really realize how much strategy actually goes into volleyball. It's not just wailing a ball over the net or just hoping it goes in. Like you're actually thinking about where places to go on the court and where's open. And I think that when people actually do know the strategy that goes into it, it's more of a complicated game, and I think that the strategy sets it apart.
Volleyball is just as much of a mental game as it is about physical skill. So how do you get in the right mindset for games?
I get in the right mindset by just kind of reminding myself what I need to do, what I need to execute for each game. Like I think about what I worked on the practice before and how I can actually use what I changed in a game and actually remember to do those things. So just kind of refreshing in my brain what I need to do, that usually helps me.
So there's a huge emphasis on the team part for volleyball. When one player gets shaken up or is down and in their head after a play, how do you help them out, and how does that affect the rest of the team?
So when one person on the court is down or just in their head about a certain ball, a certain point that they didn't get, that definitely does bring down the vibes on the rest of the court, because one person's energy is just immediately transferred onto the next person, because you really need to gel as a team to be able to work together and get those points that you need. And if one person's down, when you're down, you don't play your best, and when one person's not playing their best, it just in turn messes everything else up like dominoes. And when this happens to all of us. We're all guilty of getting in our heads or being down. But when it's someone else and I am not in my head, I really try my best to let them know that that point does not determine the game, and that they just delete the point and move on past it, because that ultimately is what is most important, and just motivate them to just get that next one and cancel it out with another point.
So with shifts and changes on the offense positioning, how has your transition playing middle from right side been?
So transitioning from any position to another, it's always very difficult because timing is different from any different position on the court. Right side, you wait a little longer to get to the ball, but middle, you have to go immediately in order to approach that ball. And it really is difficult, but middle is very fun. You get to run so many different plays, and I like kind of overcoming the challenge of how difficult it is, and just kind of when I get a point from the middle, instead I'm like, I just did that. Like, that's not my position, but I was able to execute. I really have fun with it, and I try not to beat myself up too much if I do mess up here and there, because then again, I've only been playing it a few days. But yeah, it's definitely difficult, but a challenge I appreciate.
So like you said, middle blockers have a big job. You have to read who the setter will set to and getting there on time to block. So what are you thinking when you're up at the net?
When I'm at the net, I'm thinking just everything. Like, I'm looking at the hitters that are up and where their tendencies are to hit, so I know where to block. Because as a middle blocker, one of my biggest jobs is sealing the nets to make my passers' jobs easier. Because if I can get my block up, the other opposite hitter has less options to go to. So it's really important to me that I am able to help out my team in that way. And knowing where the hitters are, where they tend to hit and swing, that really helps me. So I try and really pay attention to who's where, and I think that is helpful.
Hi guys, my name's Ella Kemp. I'm a junior at Tuscarora High School. I play middle and outside for the Tuscarora varsity volleyball team.
How long have you been playing volleyball and why did you decide to play?
I've been playing since 5th grade. I've always wanted to play before that, and I was tall at the time, so my mom always told me to get into it, so I finally got into it.
So volleyball is just as much of a mental game as it is about physical skill. So how do you get into the right mindset for games?
I think before games, I really make sure not to think about things too hard, because volleyball is also a game of instinct, and if you overthink things, you will mess up. And to not stress out, I kind of just like to calm down, not think about it, think about maybe some things I should watch out for, but not to think about it too hard.
What is the team chemistry like on and off the court?
On the court, I think we have really good leaders and captains that keep us motivated. It's so different from other teams, you can tell. It's just, I've never really had a team like that just like pushes their energy on you, so you get so excited as well. And then off the court, we all are such good friends outside of volleyball because we all go to school together, and it's just a really good group of girls.
So if a game is going long, like it's going to 5 sets, how do you stay motivated and how do you keep the energy up?
I think it's important to know that if you got to 5 sets, you can win it, and you already spent all that time playing, so you might as well like try your hardest on that 5th set. And it's just that kind of motivation of you're here so long, you have to win it, you want to end the night on a good note is kind of what keeps me going, and just staying excited throughout the entire thing.
With one of the team's outside hitters being out for the rest of the season due to injury, how has your transition from middle to outside been?
I think it's been interesting because throughout my years, I've always played middle, and I've wanted to be outside because outside seems like the dream position, and I thought it would be so much easier, but I realized how difficult it was. It's really physically enduring as well, and the whole team really depends on you when you're on outside because you're taking so many of the swings. It's really a new thing for me. I really like it though.
Hi, I'm Camden Stafford. I'm a senior outside hitter on the varsity volleyball team.
How long have you been playing volleyball for and why did you decide to play?
I've been playing volleyball for 8 years now, and when I was younger I played a lot of different sports, so I kind of had a little taste of everything, and volleyball was the first one that I felt that spark and that like need to play.
As a 4-year varsity starter, what has the senior season meant to you?
It's meant a lot. I've been in this program with a lot of changes, lots of ups and lots of downs, so I just want to end on a good note for my last year playing volleyball competitively.
How have you taken on the role of being one of the team captains?
So I've been given the opportunity to be a captain since my sophomore year, and I found that it's really just being a messenger between the coach and team, advocating for the team, and making hard decisions on court that when we're in a rut, like we just need to get out of, and being the one to make those tough decisions, which isn't always great, but it comes with the role.
During a game, how does it feel knowing that the pass is a 3-point pass, the set is perfect, and then you get a kill off of that?
It's like one of those like satisfying ASMR videos where you have like the puzzle piece and it zooms out to like this bigger picture. Like there's no feeling like it. It's the best because it means everyone did their job perfectly and executed it perfectly, which rarely happens, and it's so nice. It's so nice.
How do you keep your team motivated if it's going to 5 sets or your team is in a rut and you need to get out of it?
We've had a lot of 5-set games this season, and so it's really tough to stay motivated. Like mentally I'm there, but you know, my body is tired, but just reminding everyone and myself like why we're here. Like we've gone to 5 sets, might as well win it. Like just give it your all just for 15 points. And when we're in a rut, I find that it's best to switch things around. So even if we have like we're getting beat on service Steve and it's not working, like pulling a 4th person back or even passing like 2-man and or pulling Sarah back, like just switching it around even if it isn't like the best just helps refresh everyone's mentalities.
Yeah, coming in hot.